The article I chose for our argument discussion was called "Protester Interrupts Donald Trump." It was about a protester who was wearing a turban who interrupted political Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump's Sunday appearance, and he basically stood up in the middle of a conversation that Donald Trump was having with the press about the September 11 terror attacks and the San Bernardino shooting. He stood up and he said, "Stop hate," and then he was escorted out by a cop. And the crowd at the appearance was really happy that there were cops there that escorted him out, and people were saying, that might have been a terrorist, and people were really angry, and they all yelled like USA, USA, and they were all pro Donald, and they were really angry about the protester. Well, I personally think that the protester was treated kind of harshly, and it was the article was hard to believe to me. I actually think that it might have been a publicity stunt for Donald Trump, because people are scared of terrorist attacks, and things are happening, and it is reality that people are scared, and I think it might have been something that Donald Trump and his peers have used to kind of spark a fire there, and to kind of say, look, I can protect you, I will take them away, I will punish people who hurt our country. So yeah, I find it hard to believe that this is actually something that happened just out of the blue, but it could have been someone who really just was really anti-Donald Trump, and that just wanted to say, his opinion, and wanted to come there and say, what, I wear a turban, I'm not a terrorist, you can believe I am a terrorist, but I'm not, and I'm just here to give my opinion on this. Well, my thesis is that the protesters should be punished, but I want to know what you guys think about it.
I don't think that the protesters should be punished. I think that people who support Donald Trump just make very fast stereotypes, that they think everyone who wears a turban or is a Muslim is terrorist. And I think, I don't support Donald Trump, so I don't see how they would. So I don't see why they would support Donald and his political choices.
Yeah, exactly. And well, I haven't heard that you said he used violence. And if he didn't use violence, he has the right to say what he wants. And I don't know, he just doesn't need to be punished for this.
Yeah, but
Oké, maar dat ik nu een andere...
ja, je had nu moeten zeggen.
Oké, wacht, ik doe even.
Je moet even zo'n reactie kijken, word je even heel boos.
Well, I think he should be punished because it was clearly a space where he was, and you can protest outside. You don't have to be there in there, middle of it. And he could have protested everywhere, but he had to do it right there. And I think because of that, he can be punished.
I do also think that, when this man, he could have, it's fine to give your opinion, but when you come to this meeting, this appearance, and when you're like a person who wears a turban, you know that when you stand up in a crowd with a turban on your head in front of a whole group of Republicans, people that love Donald Trump and love what he represents and think, all Muslims are bad. You know you're going to get in trouble. You know that what you're doing is very controversial. You know that what you're doing is going to have effects on you. That's not going to be something that, everyone thinks, yeah, that's fine. And, people are scared. And I think, that maybe, I don't personally think that he should be punished because of his action, because he does live in a country with freedom of speech. You're allowed to say whatever you want to say. You can say, I love doing dogs or something, and that's legal. But I mean, it's legal, but it's just not smart in this situation. And I think it was kind of. I think we should look at what a terrorist attack means. I mean, a terrorist, for what I know, means someone who causes terrors, causes people to be really scared. And I think this kind of, maybe in the eyes of those Republicans, was a really, really light version of that. Because, he did cause them to be really scared. But that also makes me think, again, that it might have been faked. But what do you think about it being faked?
I don't think that it's faked. I think that since there are a lot of people who are scared about all the IS things, all the bombings, shootings everywhere around the world, and I think that as Republicans at a meeting with Donald Trump, when Donald Trump has a lot of haters, I think that when someone with a turban stands and protests against Donald Trump, that they are scared. I see that they are scared that he's a terrorist or something, but I don't think that he should be punished for something that other people think, just by things that happened on other places.
But if you think it's not faked, but maybe you say
all bombings from IS.
Yeah, oh yeah, it got me too. Yeah, I think, imagine that you're Donald Trump and that you are, you want people to, really love you. And, when this happens, what he did, he literally he got everyone really, really scared for a second. But then he was the big hero in the situation. He was the one who solved the problem. He was the one who said, I can take care of this. I'll take this terrorist away and I'll lock him up. That's showing the people that already want to choose him as their president, and also people that don't want to choose him as a president, that he does stand up for his people. He does stand up for the Americans, and I think that might be why that's why I think it might have been fake, because I think it kind of is a big publicity stunt, because it happened in a moment of time. It could have happened anywhere. It could have happened somewhere where there were lots of presidential candidates, but it was only with Donald Trump. It was on a rare occasion. It was secluded. It was with press there. That does kind of sound like a recipe for publicity.
But you could also say it's a publicity stunt for the opposite side.
Why?
Because he was the one getting attention. He got the one scared.
No, but he wasn't the one. If nobody knows that it was a publicity stunt, because not all Republican Americans really go as far as to think that. If the terrorist was the one who caused the trouble, not Donald.
But I do understand Michael, though.
It's, if you're a Republican, it's then you see, well, if you're a Republican, then the kind of terrorist is the one who did something wrong. But if you are not a Republican, you see that one as the hero. So in that way, you could also say he's the one having a publicity
Yeah,
stunt.
because he's the one who's taking someone away who says stop hate.
Yes.
So he's causing hate.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand.
And you see this kind of stuff happen everywhere. So it could be a publicity stunt, but it also could be a good entity. So you will never know.
Spencer.
Oh, okay.
Dan wil je nog een lijstje werken?